Eric here, driverlineup.com, world's okayest steering wheel holder, for the third video today. We got our load. Jenna's got that thing, paperwork all done, called in, ready to roll. Now we're just waiting for my 34 to kick in, which should be here in the next 5 or 10 minutes. And then we'll get rolling. So we did make a video earlier on this, but the video is all screwed up. So I'm gonna give it a try again here real quick. But you know, a lot of you guys, well, not a lot, but I get comments all the time saying that I'm you know, like paid to just say nothing but good things about Prime. You know the drill, you know the troll drill. And I wanted to give you guys an honest, constructively critical event of the 2020 Prime Holiday Bonus Incentive Program. As transparent and as honest as I can be. Now, first of all, let me say, we don't work for Prime. Jen and I don't work for Prime to get a bonus at the end of the year. You know, I'm an independent contractor. I'm an LLC. I'm not even an employee of Prime. So I'm not at Prime to get any kind of a bonus at the end of the year. So I don't expect to get anything extra. If I do, it's great. It's cherry on top, you know. Having $1,500 to our truck in January is cherry on top. But we were gonna run the holidays no matter what. Because last year we ran the holidays and we made pretty good money. We didn't have to run that hard. There were no trucks on the road. We could park anywhere we wanted. Loads had time on them and paid pretty well. They had time because a lot of the shippers and receivers were closed. So, you know, we were gonna run anyway. So let me say that first and foremost. Now, to get that out of the way, I have kind of a twofold review of Prime's 2020 incentive program for the holidays. The first part is the financial part. And let me just say that it was underwhelming. Underwhelming. And I think, like I said, I don't expect anything. You know, I'd still be pleased with my work with Prime, even if they were like, hey, we can't do any incentive program this year. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just being honest with you guys, not bitching or complaining. Please just take this as constructive criticism. And this has to do with point 2, which is messaging. But when you're gonna message the whole year that all your drivers have bent over backwards, and because they've bent over backwards and have dealt with all the BS that's been thrown their way, which has happened with everybody, not just truck drivers, but we never got a break from it. We never went home for a month, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had to roll through all this shit from beginning to end. All of it. Back when it was like I Am Legend and there was no one on the road, no one knew if we were all gonna die and become zombies. Like, we had to deal with all of it. That's the difference, I think, in truck drivers and everybody else, is that we didn't get sent home. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that was a good thing either. I know that caused problems too, but we just all had to freaking run, man. Come hell or high water, we had to run. And Prime does this messaging all year about how grateful they are and how amazing we've been. And as a result of that, Prime has thrived and been successful throughout this whole pandemic. Right? You guys at Prime know, it's been said every Friday in the videos. They talk about there being record numbers of loads available. Like, we need more trucks to get out there. We've got loads coming out of our ears. Prime is doing amazing right now. We are punching through this thing, and the company is doing great. And then at the end of the year, you get a message saying, you know, there's not even a $25 increase over the last year. And even worse, it's regressive, because if you're a solo driver, you only get $600 versus the lease drivers on team trucks or company drivers on team trucks getting a $750 or $800 or whatever it is. Which I don't think is right. Now, I'm a team truck, but I've been a solo driver, and I got to tell you, I'd be pretty peeved if I needed that money and if I was a solo driver, because to me, a truck's a truck, you know? Why should you be penalized? Or you're not being penalized, but why should you be given the appearance that you're not as important, or that I'm not sure what the right word is for it, but it seemed a bit off-putting that it was less for solo drivers. And some of you who don't work for Prime, you might say, well, of course the team truck should get more, but that's not really how it works. The way it works is both team truck drivers get the money. So both Jenna and I get $750 each. That means my truck gets $1,500, but a solo truck gets $600. So I don't understand. It's $150, you know? Just give it to the solo trucks. Unless Prime's not doing that great. So, again, on the financial side, a little underwhelmed. And like I said, we were going to do this with or without the incentive bonus. So, like, the incentive bonus to us was like, okay, it's good, we're going to get that in January, but it's not something that incentivized us, so that should say something, you know? It wasn't like, oh my God, we have to do that, you know, we can't miss out on that. So if you had kids and family at home, you're a solo driver, man, if I had kids at home, $600 would be of no incentive to me whatsoever to not be home with the family. So, like I said, I didn't expect more. I just would have been surprised if it was the same or less as last year, and it was the same or less as last year. So, but again, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just giving constructive criticism. I'm just sharing from my perspective how it looks, the appearance of it. I know Prime is obviously grateful for its drivers. I just thought for sure it would have been a little bit more for all these drivers because of the way that they've messaged to us all year long, you know? If it has been such a great year for Prime, I don't know, I thought it might be a little more. That doesn't change anything for us, you know, but I know some people, I know for a fact, I don't have a Facebook account, I don't go on Facebook. Jenna has Facebook and she's shown me some things. Holy shit, there's a lot of people pissed off about it. Way more pissed off. I'm not even mad, you know, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of drivers that are not happy. It seems to have had the opposite effect across the fleet than intended. And that gets on to my second point. The messaging on this has just been really bad. I mean, like I told you already, if you're just gonna, and again, this is constructive criticism, not that I don't know if anyone I assume someone from Prime probably browses these videos and makes sure we're not, you know, violating any safety protocols or anything. I don't know. But if someone does from communications or the driver advisory board, man, you guys have got to work on your optics and your messaging. Prime, whew, boy, sometimes the way things appear, the optics on messages are really bad. And again, I'm just being honest and transparent. When Prime does things I like, I'm gonna say I like them. When Prime does things I don't like, I'm gonna say I don't like it. And I don't like the way Prime messages to us drivers sometimes. Case in point, this is now like the second or third time when this message came about the incentive program that we've gotten a message telling us, hey, do you know it's the safest place to be in your truck? It's the safest place to be during this pandemic. So you know what? Don't go home to your kids and family. Just stay on your truck and stay on the road. Come on. Come on. You got a mom or a dad who's away from their kids for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, and you're sitting there trying to convince them that they should just stay in their truck and stay on the road running freight instead of going home because they might get a flu, you know, part 2. Come on. Come on. We're not buying that, Prime. Love you. I love you, Prime, but we're not buying that. Like I said, I don't have kids or family at home, but if I did have kids at home, I'm going to be with them. We're not ever with our kids and family. Don't tell us it's safest to be in your truck, and that's why you should not go home and be with your family. We get it, Prime. You need us out running loads. Just say it like that. When you try to say it any other way, it looks really disingenuous. I'm just being honest with you. Yeah, we know it's much safer in our trucks, but the whole, hey, don't go see your family, just stay on the road because it's safer for you. My God, man. That's the first thing. The second thing is, on the same day that we get that message announcing this incentive program, same day, a couple hours later, we get a message saying, hey, payroll cutoff, which is normally 4 p.m. on Wednesday, this week will be moved to 4 p.m. Tuesday, meaning you have one less day to get loads in on time to be paid on them by Thanksgiving. The reason is because all the Prime in-house payroll folks want to cut out early and go home to their family and kids. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oof, Prime, love you, but man, y'all gotta think. I said y'all again today, that's twice today. You guys gotta think this through sometimes. It's not safe to go home to your friends and family, drivers. You know, it's the safest place to be in your truck, away from your friends and family. But if it's payroll, if it's in-house folks, we don't want them to have to work on Wednesday and Thursday. We want them to be able to cut out early, go home to their friends and family and kids. So all the drivers are making a day less money leading up to Thanksgiving so that the in-house folks can go home and be with their families. It's bad optics. Now, all that said, I'm glad the in-house folks get to cut out early this week and go be with their friends and family. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone at Prime in-house. You guys all rock, man. From the people who clean the showers to the people in the bar and grill, the day spa, tractor shop, inbound, all of it. Recruiting, you guys are awesome, man. That's how this company works, is we're all rowing in boats in the same direction. And if you can go home for Thanksgiving, good for you. I have no problem with that. I signed up to be a truck driver, and I know what that means for me. You did not, and it doesn't mean the same for you. So good for you. I'm not complaining about that. What I'm complaining is about the way Prime messages this stuff. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, and I know Prime's trying to share this stuff with the world, not just their drivers, but like, it's kind of like when they share stuff on the Christmas parties at Prime, or when the Hertz donut, emergency donut vehicle shows up at the Prime terminal. They go and share this stuff, and it's like, you're sharing all the things we can't do. We can't enjoy. We can't get a Hertz donut. We can't be at the Christmas party at Prime. If every driver in the country for Prime went and got a Hertz donut or went to a Christmas party at Prime, the company would go under. So, kind of rubbing in our faces. Again, it doesn't bother me. I'm just saying that I see in social media and other YouTube channels and what Jenna shows me on Facebook that it clearly bothers a lot of drivers. And it's just simple messaging things. It's just the optics of things. And I know it's difficult for Prime. They're not just talking to drivers. It's a big company. Thousands and thousands of tractors. We're like the largest refrigerated fleet in America. So it's difficult to have to talk to the drivers and talk to the world of non-drivers about what's going on. But, you know, the social media stuff is not such a big thing. But when you're sending messages directly to all drivers saying, safer in your truck, so don't go home and be with your families. And then 3 hours later, we're gonna help everybody in our payroll department go home and be with their families, so y'all are gonna get paid a day shorter than normal before Thanksgiving. So anyway, see you guys. I'm not always high on Prime. I'm not always just singing the praises. Every once in a while, I've got some constructive criticism. Just being honest with you guys. So that's my take on the initiative. Underwhelmed. That would be my review. 3 stars. Underwhelmed. Appreciative and grateful. And we're gonna run it. We're gonna stay out and run the holidays. But not really that excited. I wasn't excited to open the incentive program, and I know a lot of people weren't. But you know, it is what it is. We're truck drivers, guys. Drop your balls and make it work, man. It's what we do. We move freight. We get food, medicine, beer, and toilet paper, and all that shit to people who need it, and we're paid to do it. So at the end of the day, man, we're truck drivers, and whether there's a good incentive program at the end of the year or not, we got a job to do. Sometimes we love it, sometimes we hate it, but it's our job and we're gonna do it. So anyway, guys, be safe, make good decisions. As always, drive to thrive. I'm gonna get on the road. Talk to you guys soon.